Yes, thank you. So, here today we have this question, Neetcode 739, which is called the daily temperatures. So, this is a question where you are given an array of temperatures, and this array of temperatures are daily temperatures. So, each element of the array is on a different day. So, the first day, the third, the second day, the third day, and all of that. Then you are asked to return another array, answers array, such that each iteration or each element of the answers array is the time you have to wait to get to a warmer temperature. So you see, like for example, here in this test case, you see we have 73. So we have since you have 73, in the answers array it should be this, we should say, okay, 73, we have seen 73, but 74 now, what goes into 74? So you see, once you see 74, then 74 is greater than 73, and then we only had to wait one day. Same case here for 74 and 75, but when you get 75, you see you have to wait. 71 is less than 75, which is fine. 69 is less than 75, so those are already 3 days, not 2 days. 1, 2. Then 72 is less than 75, that's the third day. Then on the fourth day, that's when you get a warmer temperature. But then when you get 76, there is no other temperature that is greater than 73, so not that 76, so that one we just leave it. Same case for 73, since it's the last index of the last part of the temperatures, there is no element that is going to be bigger than it. So what we just do, you can see that we had to wait 4 days because of 75. Then we had to wait 2 days. We had to wait one as we go forward. So now here the thing lies that, you see, we have to keep track. Even though we might be waiting 4 days, we still need to keep track of the days in between. So this is where we're going to use a stack. We are going to use a stack, specifically a monotonic stack. And how are we going to use this stack? So we are going to say we put in the index of this element, not the element, the index of the, or we are going to use a decreasing stack. So we mean that we start from the biggest element to the smallest element. If you have not used a decreasing monotonic stack, then you can check. I will add a resource in the video description, and you can refer to it. It was one that helped me to understand it easily. So then you see we are going to add this index into the stack, and then 74. So what will we do? Because it's our decreasing stack, in the decreasing stack you add the element. Once the element is once you find that the element is less than the coming element, you remove that element, you remove it, and then you add it, you add the new element, and it becomes the base. But if the element is less than the top element, then you just add it without a problem. So that's what's going to happen. And for example, in our stack, you're going to put in there the index of 73, which will be 0. Then you say for the next iteration, we compare if 74 is, which will be the first index, the element on the first index, is it greater than the top element in the stack, which will be true. So we say, then we say we tell in the answers, we say please put the weight element on the zeroth index, put it as this. Same case goes for other elements. So how would it look like? Let's look at my solution so you can see, for example, what I do here. I hope you can see it. Let me try to increase so so that can be easy to see. Yes, what, okay, this is too increased. What we are doing here is that we are saying, for example, we start with initializing our answers array. And the way we initialize it is we say, this is 0. We say answer of, basically, what you're doing here is having something like this, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, until the temperatures are, because it can be like 50 or it can be like 1, so we want to make it dynamic. And the reason we do this is because for an element where, for example, where there are elements like the last one where we don't need to add, so, and they told us we have to return 0 here. So for these elements, just leave them. Then what we do is we initialize our stack too, and then we say for each element in temperature. So here we are initializing the indexes. We want to look at the indexes. So if we have our stack, you see here, if we have our stack, we are going to do some actions. Then if we have our stack, we say the top, we have to pop out. So this means if we don't have our stack, we just directly add the element into the stack. But we are going to remove the top element, which is our top, and we check if the top element is less than the current element in the temperatures. So this will be, keep in mind, this is the indexes we are using. So this will be, for example, 73, which is already there. Then 74 is 74. Is 73 less than 74? Yes. What do? We say we put, now we tell our answer, because if you remember, it has so many zeros. It has zeros, which is equal to this. We tell it that at the index 0, put there I, which is 1, minus 0, because those are how many days or how many iterations we had to wait. So then we say, while in the stack, because there can be a case where in our stack, we, for example, when you put there 76, it will, 76 is greater than 72, it's greater than 69, and it's greater than 71 and 75. In this time, we'll be having 75, we'll be having these elements in our stack. So if you have to remove this, you remove this, you remove this, you remove this, so that you can only remain with the greatest element, because our stack can only be the greatest element, or then the next great element, which is not, basically a lesser element to that. Yes, so we say, while we still have elements in our stack, we again pop out. So this means we have like 5 elements, or not, like more than 2 elements already. So we see that we again compare the temperatures. We answer in the top, and they say I minus top, same thing here. I could find a good way to do this. Maybe I could try some backtracking, but I could not really find it. Please comment down if you can see a good way that we can do this. Then if we find that the element, we put it back. If we find that this top element is not less than temperatures, we put it back into our stack, because we had already removed it, and we break our loop because we don't want to iterate again. Same case here. No, here. If we find that this element is greater than, so maybe like 75 and 71, we just put that, we put back 75 and we add 71. Yes, then we return our answers array. That's the thing. So I always like to first learn the test cases, which take so much time, and then when you submit, bear with my short internet connection. No, and when you submit, you see, even though it takes so much time, but yeah, see, at least we are trying to use a good memory. Yes. Thank you and have a nice day.